So I've been asked to present a little bit about Pear Deck. Um, Over here on my screen, I'm going to show you what the students will see on their Chromebook. And over here, this is what's on the projector. I'll also tab over every once in a while and show you what I can see on my device as the teacher. All right, so I put together a presentation just to kind of get you the ins and outs. It's super easy. It's very, very, very similar to putting together a PowerPoint or a Google presentation. So if you can do one of those, you can do a Pear Deck. All right, so the student will type in the code that they see on the projector, so LKLHY, um, and then their screen will basically take them to this, which I don't ever use that. I suppose you could if you want. Anyway, then on the projector or in the teacher dashboard, which I'll show you in a second, we can advance the slides, and here's what the student sees. And here's, of course, what they see on the overhead projector. So I know quite a bit about Pear Deck. Well, I guess I would say that I agree with that statement pretty much. There's not a whole lot to know, but you could put your bar here anywhere, and then we can come over here and we can display that on the big screen. What they will see would be a lot of bars, and so I can gauge what my students feel like they know.
Can I have your attention, please? This is the 1:30 bell. All students should be in their
So
fifth hour right now.
I would be able to see a scale here.
Thank you.
Moving on, where do you fit on this scale? I want to learn. So this was a question that I asked during my session, but apparently my video didn't work during my session. So again, it's a drag this thing, and then I can see that over here. If I show it. I can also lock student answers, so I can lock that, and then I wouldn't be able to do anything if I'm the student. If I don't want to, I can set a timer so it'll lock in 30 seconds. Get your answers in. Okay. Again, as the teacher, I advance the slide over here. Tell me what you know in 30 seconds. So blah, blah, blah. And then I can display student answers anonymously on the projector, and they'll just kind of come through in these little bubbles, thought bubbles or speech bubbles over here. I would just scroll through them like that. How many times per week to use a lecture presentation? Again, this doesn't work a whole lot or very well on this in this manner, because I should probably have another student in the classroom so you can get a good idea, but I think you get the idea that it displays kind of like a box and whisker plot of your data. So this, ignore what I actually used here. It's a karyotype, those are chromosomes, and so on the projector it says identify the abnormality in this karyotype, and so then the student can come around here and they can place their cursor in the spot and where they think the abnormality is, and then I can display this and I can look at that and I can see, do my students know? Do I have a lot of students in this location where the actual abnormality occurs, or do I have students all over the place? Do I need to reteach really quick? What is kind of nice is I'll open up this. This is the teacher dashboard. So one more time to just kind of explain. Over here on the left, this is what the students see on their screens, their Chromebook screens. What I've been showing you is what's on the overhead projector. Typically speaking, I'll have this open on my device. So I'll have it on my Chromebook, and so you can see in real time it changes, and I can see where all students are at a given time before I display it over here. So sometimes what will happen is I'll notice everybody's picking a certain answer, and I'll realize, ooh, I can identify where they're going wrong, their misconceptions. I give them hints and I reteach, and then the students will go. I'll watch as they kind of figure out the correct answer, and then I'll share that with them. So from a teacher dashboard, even so from my device, I can display. So I can press that button, and then it gets displayed over here. One more time, I'll undo that, come over here, click the display button, and then you'll see that it's displayed. So I can advance the slide from my teacher dashboard, So it's like wirelessly, I can advance the slide, so I don't need to be at my computer that's connected to the projector. This is, you can have this kids actually do some doodling. Um, so I say, just something like add to this diagram. So what they're supposed to do is, um, oh, well, there we go. I guess T and then um, I deleted that. Sorry. I don't typically do this a whole lot. Highlighter, I can scribble all over that. I can draw lines and stuff. I can choose different colors and I can erase. And there's a pencil over here so I can actually, the kids can use their screens to do a lot of different things. Actually, that's incorrect, but okay. Um, if you already have made either PowerPoints or Google presentations, you can upload them. Uh, that's really simple to do. Really simple. You just the other way to use it. So I that's what I do. As I had all of my Google presentations, I just uploaded them and then I added all these fun little features, these little formative checks along the way. The other way to do it is just to take your Google presentation and then you present it using Pear Deck, and then you can just you can insert these things that way. I don't use that because it takes a long time to upload all of my slides that have tons of pictures and stuff. So I well enough ahead of the unit, I just upload my unit PowerPoint, which is usually pretty big, and then I go through and I add all these little fun features that I find very useful, and many of my students like them as well. Um, I can display a video. So again, this is showing you the teacher dashboard. So this is on my Chromebook, and I can actually play the video. Notice what it says here is that it's being played on the big screen. So what actually happens? So I just clicked it on my dash. Anyway, um, it plays on the projector only because you don't necessarily want to have a bunch of kids watching a video of their own at their own pace at their desk. So 30 different videos being played at once. Just advance this. I can take them to a web page. So I don't know. I just took it to the CDC, and so then the kids can kind of play around in the CDC, this website or whatever. You can't go to any website. It has to be an HTTPS secure website. But I don't know. I found many that work. Many reputable websites work. So they play around and they're kind of locked in here. Until I decide to advance them away from it. And too bad, you're done. That's all the time you get playing at that website. Where are your Pear Deck presentations stored? Take a guess if you don't know. So, okay, they're actually stored in your Google Drive, which is sweet. It's like wherever everything else is stored right now. Probably, or maybe, I guess. Then we can display that. It shows it as like a nice little bar graph. So how many people choose each answer. And then of course it'll change as the students change their answers. All right. What will you do with the results of your Pear Deck assessments? You can do any of these things. Grade them on the spot. So I could literally just take the grades, and because I can see who answered what. So typically if I go to my dashboard, I can hover over it and I can see who's answering which question, and I can lock their answers, so I could grade them on that. Let's see here, why isn't that advancing? I come back in here. I can adjust my teaching. That's typically actually what I do. Export them to a spreadsheet. Absolutely, you can export them to a Google spreadsheet, and you can do whatever you want with them, I guess. Or you can just use these to keep the kids engaged, which is totally fine too. And then questions, of course. It's the same type of slide as I've already shown you. All right. I think that gives you, I hope that gives you a basic idea of what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and end this session. I know that was a little chaotic with student Chromebooks over here, and then with the teacher's dashboard, and then the presentation, but hopefully you at least got an idea of some of the basic features. What I was going to do is I was just going to open up a new tab over here, and I was just going to show you where they're stored. So if I go to my Google Drive, and apparently I'm pretty slow today, you'll just go into any given unit that you have, and literally you'll just see the presentation stored there. So I don't know if I'm actually going to wait around until this thing actually loads. I don't necessarily see any reason to. But they're just stored in any one of your normal Google folders. Well, all right. Well, this is taking too long. So if you have questions, I guess maybe you should come to me. But they're in here, and we'll find out. So let me know if you have any questions, and I would be happy to help you. There's one right there, like any other presentation. All right. Bye.